Hey everybody, this is Ori from AstroWeb, and I'm going to introduce the Magento 2 Commerce Store Credit functionality. So Store Credit is exclusive for Magento Commerce and is a really good way for the business to keep the customer or keep money within customer's account. So mainly it's used for refunds. So customer made an order, they paid money, and then in a refund or a credit memo, we can actually, instead of giving real money back to the credit card, for example, we can give them store credit to use that later. So that's the most popular way to earn or to provide store credit. The other role is for customer service, for example. Sometimes you just want to give some bonuses or some extra to customers so they can use it, right? Instead of creating a coupon, for example, you can just put some credit in their account. They can use that, right? So you can kind of give some extra to customers. So I want to introduce this a little bit, show you how the customer sees this, and then show you some settings on the back-end administration. Okay, so I logged in as a customer right now, and I'm on my account pages, and I go to the section here called Store Credit, and I can see as a customer how much balance do I have, and I can also see the history. So for example, this is the administrator, just actually gave some points or some store credit to the customer. A refund, an order was made and it was refunded in credits, and then for example some other update, right? So this one updated was actually based on this customer buying a gift card and redeeming it. Okay, so pretty simple. So this is updated is because of the gift card, refunded is from an order, and created is the administrator. So I'm going to show you that stuff when we get to the back end. Okay. So that's kind of the basic stuff. So in my account, you can see your credit, you can see your history. Now I have $85. So obviously you can see what you have, but as a customer, you want to use it, right? So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to add a random product to my cart, and you can see how you actually use it. So let's select a product and I'm going to add to my cart. Okay, 1 second. It's taking a little time. Let's see here. Okay, so that was a little slow. So I'm going to go to my cart right here. I have a product in my cart. This is rewards. That's a different video. And I can proceed to checkout. Okay, and so once I actually proceed to checkout and I select all my shipping methods and shipping addresses, you'll be able to see that we can use that here. Okay, so right here there's a section called, so this is my total, first of all, $56. And I can actually use my available store credit, which I have $85. So when you click on it, you'll basically use your credit. Now, one of the limitations are you can't use some of your credit. You actually have to use all of the credit that is available within the maximum total of what your card is, right? So here I use 56 of my 85 points, right? So a store credit is just like a dollar, right? So they're equal. There's just money, but it's in credit. So now I can go and I can create an order, and now I use those points, right? Really basic, very simple. Okay, so let's look at a few things in the back end now as a business or as an administrator or customer service. Okay, so first of all, I just created that order. So this order was order 11. I'm going to go here and I'm going to edit that order right here. And I'm going to go down here, and I can see that these are my totals and this is my shipping, and I actually used as a customer $56 in store credit and actually was due 0, right? So you can see that information. You can see it as an extra line in the order totals line. So that's one thing. Let's look at another thing. So from a customer standpoint and administrating a customer, so I can go to customers, I can go to all customers. And when I actually edit a customer, I can see their points as well, right? So let's edit this customer right here, which I was logged in as. Going to go here, and I can see their store credit right here. I have $29 balance right here, store credit, and I can also go to the store credit tab, and I can see the balance again. And I can also see the history, right? So kind of like what we saw. So created by the admin, refunded as an order. So here you have more detail about what the customer saw in their backend, right? Here's where I redeemed the gift card, and here is the order that was made, which I actually used this balance. Okay, now in addition to refunds, which I want to show you shortly, you can also add funds to them. Just add a balance right here. So if I want to give 25 points right here, I can notify the customer by email. They can receive an email that they earned some points, and I can send a notification email and any comments. So if I click on save, now the customer will have an additional 25 in store credit. Okay, so let's go here, let's edit right here, and I'm going to store credit, and now I have some more points. I just earned the extra 25 as a customer created by the administrator. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do here as the last step, or two last steps, excuse me, is I'm going to have an order that I just made, and I'm going to refund it. So I'm going to invoice this actually. Let's pretend like we have an order that was completed, shipped and invoiced and paid for and everything. Now this obviously was an order of 0, but I just want to mimic this. Okay, so now let's say this order, this customer wanted to refund. So I can go here, credit memo, and I can create a credit memo. And now I can go to the bottom and select, do I want to return products back to stock or not? And when I actually provide the refund back, let's say I want to refund, for example, I want to refund, right, $51, this one product back, plus 5 shipping, for example. And in this case, I want to refund everything, right? So $56. So what I can do here is I can either return it to actual money, but in our case, we actually gave everything in store credit, so I can't give it back in a credit card, but you can do that. And I can click here on refund to store credit. So when I click on refund right here, now it'll go back into the customer's account, which the customer is right here. Okay, so you can return partial, some by credit card, for example, some store credit. You can do all store credit or all in credit card or regular payment. Okay, so I'm going to go here to my orders, go to order 11, and I can see that it's back. Okay, so this is my order right here. Okay, and refunds, and I can see my order, and I have some store credit and refunded to store credit. Okay, great. So last thing, let's look at a little bit settings. Okay, so as an administrator, I go to store configuration, and I go to customers, and I go to customer configuration and store credit options right here. And here's where I can turn it on or off completely. This is to show the credit history to customers. So if you remember when I went to store credit, right here you can turn this off, this balance history, if you want. I don't know why you'd want it, but you can. This is to, when you create a credit memo, when you refund, does it automatically go back as store credit, or do you let the customer service or whoever's managing refunds, do you let them to select that? Okay, and then when there is an update to store credit to a customer's account, which email template, which transactional email do we send, and who is it sent from? That's basically it. That's very, very simple, very easy to use. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help answer anything. Let me know any question you have. I work on some video responses for you guys. Thank you.